Okay.
Hi, everybody. We're live. This is Longbox Diving. I am D. And we have Dave on, which one of the creators of Oddity. And so we wanted to bring him on and talk about Oddity for a little bit. So, Dave, we like to ask everybody, how'd you get into comics?
Well, let's see. I collected comics when I was elementary school. The first comic I got into was the Ninja Turtles. And I collected for a number of years until about high school. And then after that, all my kind of money stuff changed. So, I stopped collecting for almost 20 years. And then, sorry, I got my kid.
Yeah, no problem.
So, a couple of years ago, I still kind of followed comics a little bit, but I wasn't really into it as much. And then I sold my whole collection. Ooh. And then a couple of years ago, I started seeing Zach videos, and was looking at the stuff he was reviewing. I'm like, I think I could write better than that. So I kind of went online, looked at scripts and how to write them, and then I jumped on Twitter and started just meeting artists and stuff. I wrote a few scripts. I did a little 4-pager with eBay Canales.
Yep.
I was working with another artist. We'd put stuff together, and then I had my own little YouTube show, and Sweens, who is the actual creator of Oddity, he showed up on my feed, and I was like, wow, where'd this guy come from? Because his character pops right off the page and all that. Yeah. So I had him on my show a few times, and then one night we did a show, and afterwards we were talking, and he was like, hey, you want to write for the book? So basically, it just fell right in my lap. Yeah, it looked really. I loved the character and I loved his art style, and so I was like, yeah, absolutely. And he was really drunk at the time, so I thought my original thought was like, oh, he must have had a falling out with his writer. Uh-huh. So probably by tomorrow he's gonna fix everything, and it'll just be one of those things. But a few days later, I got a hold of him. I'm like, hey, we're still good for this, and he was like, yeah, absolutely. So he gave me something like 15 pages. It's like I was like, okay, what do you want me to do with this? He's like, just kind of make up your own script. So I was like, all right. So it was kind of testing to see what I thought of the character and everything. And I wrote up a script for the first 7 or 8 pages. And I was like, maybe you should do this in the beginning. That I don't know if you've seen that on the Indiegogo page, the big swamp single page. That's the establishing shot. I was like, we need an establishing shot of the swamp. And this page right here. So I was like, yeah, we should probably have an establishing shot of the swamp so everybody kind of knows what's going on. So he was like, yeah, okay. So that was one of my first contributions was asking him to put that together. And he just freaking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So Dave, you're the writer and Sweeney is the artist.
Yeah, artist, colorist. He's pretty much the full package.
Oh, so he's doing everything, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Man. All right, so your first book was Ninja Turtles, which we hear that a lot, and I think one of these guys likes Ninja Turtles. Now, we are a family show. These are actually my kids here.
Okay.
So I have no problem with kids. Don't worry about it. I've got plenty of myself. But so you saw Zach's videos. You decided, hey, I want to kind of. I think I can do better, and I think probably could. With some of the stuff that's out there. So Oddity, tell us a little bit about what this, it looks like a frog, right? So, but what exactly are we talking about here? What's some backstory for us?
The main origin is going to be told in book 2, but we'll be dropping hints about it in this book. With this one, we've decided we're going to jump right into the action. But basically his story was, he was a slacker teenager who was a total screw up. And he, through a series of botched science and magic, he becomes this frog creature. And the same accident that created him, like, super polluted the swamp. So the spirit of the swamp assigned him as the guardian. Said, "Look, we got to. I gotta heal and get rid of all this pollution. I need you to keep all the people out and protect these creatures that I used to protect." The kind of urban legend type creatures that live in the swamp.
Right.
So I'm assigning you as the guardian, and he's some punk kid. And he's like, man, I don't want to do this, but I mean, he can't really go home because he looks like a freaking frog monster.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, fine, okay, I'll do it.
So he can't change in and out of it. He is this. That's what he is.
He is stuck that way. So he takes the job, kind of reluctantly, and he doesn't do a very good job at it. He just, his whole job is, all right, all I have to do is scare people out. So his tongue, his saliva has a kind of like a hallucinogen on it. And so what he does is he smacks people in the face and it gets all in their eyes, and then they see monsters and they get scared and they run out of the swamp. And he figures, well, that's all I have to do. It's that simple. But in the beginning of the story, he decides he's going to kind of show off a little bit because there's this girl there that he kind of is saving.
Right.
He kind of shows off, and he's a real dick about how he's going to get these guys out of the swamp. And because he decides to do it that way, they don't run away. They run further into the swamp, and he's just like, yeah, whatever, they'll find their way out eventually. So they have their own accident, and they become monsters and terrorize the town. So that's like his Uncle Ben moment. He screws it up, and he causes bigger problems. And so now he has to figure out how to fix the problems, because these things they won't just be scared away by, seeing fake monsters.
Nice.
Yeah. So he has to figure out now how to do his job correctly and maybe not be such a screw up and take some responsibility. So that's kind of the underlying thing. It's going to be a lot of comedy. I mean, it's got that underlying kind of Spider-Man tone. But there's going to be a lot of comedy, a lot of like horror. It's going to be very like Evil Dead as far as tone and humor and that kind of stuff.
Get a little Swamp Thing vibe to it too.
It's like a Spider-Man Swamp Thing. There's a little bit of everything. Both of us are big comic fans, so
nice. So yeah, I was looking at some of this art. He does a fantastic job on this. So you got a couple pages here on your Indiegogo page.
Yeah, that bit there is it's like a TV show these two guys are watching, and that guy is like Art Bell. Well, he's talking to the sheriff, but the guy's talking to the sheriff is kind of like Art Bell. He's got like a supernatural show, and they're talking about him. And at this point on the show, they call him the Oddity for the first time, and he kind of, at the end of the TV show, he sets like a reward. He's like, if anybody can provide me proof of this oddity thing. And these two rednecks, they're watching the show and they're like, oh, we'll get you proof. And they're just two, drunken redneck hillbilly type guys. So they're the ones that go in the swamp. And that's where all the
these become our main villains, right? These become our main villains in book one?
Essentially, yeah. Yeah.
So do they turn into the same kind of monster or something different?
You'll have to see. That's a little spoilerish, but yeah, they're going to. And this here is you see the monsters there. That's after that guy's been hit in the face with the hallucinogen. So that's stuff that he's just kind of seeing.
Yeah, you see like the spit here, and then you got these.
Yeah, these
monsters.
Yeah, and when I think whenever we see something in the comic that's a hallucinogen, he puts that kind of glow in there.
Yeah, that greenish glow. I was about to say that the way he's done this art and this glow here is really good. I like that. It definitely sets a different tone than what you're seeing, up here. And then you get this here. It's very, it's got the purplish and the greenish glow, so it looks like toxic. And these eye bat things look creepy. You remember watching that thing come at you?
In that picture, those eye bat things are actually real.
Oh, so those are actually real monsters in the swamp.
Yeah, well, those two big things are fake, but the eye things, there's actually eye things flying around the swamp. They're like the eyes of the swamp spirit. They can see what's going on and stuff, and it comes into the story.
Yeah, that's creepy. All right, so we got this one. So this is our main hero. What's his name, or is that? Right
now we haven't picked a regular name for him. I think we came to something the other day. We were talking about it, but in the story, he's just the oddity. But he used to be a human kid, so we kind of we're working on different names for him. It's kind of hard to land on something.
Is he going to be a skateboarder?
Yes, actually, that's one of his things was he was a skateboarder.
Like Night Thrasher.
Yeah. I don't think I don't know how much skateboarding can be done in a swamp, but that's what he did when he was a human for sure. And we'll try to throw some of that in there, I'm sure.
Nice. We see that skate and destroy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You can see on the I think I'm not sure on this page, but on some of there's skateboard stuff hanging around. That big fly there, that's like his it's like his Jiminy Cricket. It's like his Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So it actually talks to him?
Oh yeah, it's like the size of like a songbird. It's a
Nice.
a fly about yay big. And it's funny because he eats maggots and bugs and stuff, but that fly is like his buddy.
All right, so are you going to write in that he has a problem with eating the maggots, or is this something he's just cool with?
It's just like when he became the frog thing, he just developed a taste for it, and that's as far as we're going to go with why he likes it.
Okay. But look at these motion shots. Where we can see the motion of his jump. That looks really great.
Every picture that he draws of him, he looks like a sprung rubber band.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And yeah, that's gross.
So, what's it been like writing for like an artist's vision, right? Normally the writer gives the artist directions, but has it been like a co-op thing?
Well, yeah, it has to be because it's completely new because not like I've ever had anything published or anything, but I've written scripts before and talked to different artists and how we do stuff. But this is basically he came to me, so it's been a lot of because I feel like I'm taking over the character, which I don't want to do because it's his. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird because he's been working on this character for years.
Right.
Well, it's weird for me to come in and say, okay, well now we're going to do this and this and this. So whenever we everything is very collaborative as far as telling the story, and we're on the same page on a lot of stuff. So it's not all that difficult.
That works well.
Yeah, and it's like an old school thing too, where the artist would write draw out the whole book, and it's like early Marvel used to do stuff like this. They draw out the whole book almost, and they kind of say, all right, you write dialogue. Is it something like that, or are you helping actually with the direction of the story?
Well, basically, after he gave me the first few pages, the first pages to script out, I scripted them. I scripted out a few pages, did an actual script, and then I did like an outline for how I think the story should go from here on out until how it should end. And we're still kind of tweaking it a little bit, but basically, I did a script for a couple of pages. Like I scripted out this scene here. He had already drawn about half of it. This page we're looking at is the first page that I actually scripted out that he put into the book. So this page, and I think there's another page that goes along with it. And then basically we're doing a scene by scene. So after this scene, after this part, he goes on. Then we go to the next scene where we meet the next main character. There's a girl by the name of Paige Turner, who's like kind of like his sidekick kind of thing. And so she's going to be helping him along. So the next scene would go into that. So basically what I said was, okay, for the next scene, we want this. And then, and then after that, after he finishes that one, I'm going to say, okay, for the next scene, we want this. And we kind of discuss it. So it's kind of a mix of Marvel style and then, scripting stuff out. Because there might be, because I scripted out a certain bit, and then it's like, there's like this kind of fight scene that happens, and I wasn't sure how to write the fight scene, but he came to me and we were talking about it, and he was like, oh, I had some ideas for this fight scene. I'm like, cool, hit this bullet point, this bullet point, this bullet point, and, take it away, and I'll script it afterwards. So essentially we're going to do scene by scene. And then once the book is done, I'm going to have to go from the beginning and script the whole thing all the way through so that we have something to give to Eric Weathers.
Is that your letter?
Yeah. We got him almost right away.
Nice.
Sweens was going to letter it, but on top of drawing it and, coloring it and all that. It's just so much easier to get a letterer.
Yeah, a little help would be nice. Now,
Yeah.
if anybody in the chat has a question, just type it in and we'll ask it. But yeah, you look at. I mean, that is really gross. But this here, I mean, this is fantastic. The drawing of the motion in that, he's doing a fantastic job with it. And then we get him watching some TV in a tree. Now, how'd the trailer get in the tree, man?
I think probably that's going to be in the origin story because I have to figure that out.
That's an origin story thing.
Yeah, I have to figure that out. I've come up with scenes like it was attached to a truck and somehow came loose and flew in the air. I landed in the tree and maybe the tree grew around it. I don't know. We haven't figured that all out yet.
The tree grew around it. That's pretty cool. Like part of the whole, swamp vibe magic thing.
Yeah. So we'll figure something out, but it's going to be something along those lines. We haven't quite worked that out. I think that's going to be a fun scene to write, though.
Though I do have to say, I see the redneck antenna, which makes a lot of sense. Seeing as he has TV and it probably doesn't have cable out in the swamp. So that was to me, it was like a nice addition. And I have actually seen the trailers with the lawn chair on top. We live in the South and we have some redneck family, and we've seen that. It was a nice little touch. Though I'm not sure what the fly is eating, and I don't think we want to know, so we'll skip. All right, so we got drinking beer. So all this, nice hoodie. So, all right, so we got the campaign is got another 7 days left. So we're on that final stretch, huh?
Yeah, we're hoping to. I think we'll probably break that 10K. We've got 12K stretch goal that we're working on right now that I'm not quite sure because we're not sure what we're going to do with it. But 15K we're going with trading cards.
15K is trading cards. Nice.
Yeah, we're going to go with trade. And I have some real fun. And I love trading cards. That's like, for this campaign, that's like my baby. Is the trading cards because I just love trading cards.
I love trading cards. And their abilities on the back or something like that. Yeah. I was really into I like Marvel updates and DC's Who's Who.
Mm-hmm.
And the trading cards, man, I'd love that stuff where I'd read that all the time. Backstory, powers, stuff like that. First issue. That kind of stuff really interests me. So when I hear trading cards, I really like that stuff. And so I see you have a sweater on there as well. So this is on Teespring or TeePublic?
Yeah, we did that. All the clothing because that stuff's a nightmare as far as shipping and stuff. So that stuff is all going to be separate on the TeePublic. I've been looking for purple sweatshirts because that would seem just so natural.
Yeah,
purple zip up hoodies, but they haven't been as easy to find.
Yeah, that's a great logo. I could see that on us. I could see E over here wearing that.
Yeah.
Probably my middle son would probably wear it too. He was like, it'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Sweens actually owns one. That's where it comes from. That sweatshirt comes because he owned. I guess he used to wear it in high school or something a lot. And so that's actually based on his.
So that's something he's been drawing since high school.
Oh yeah, well I think he started the first inklings of the Oddity character. It was a lot more sinister looking. He's shown me some of the early drafts. I think it was the art school when he first started doing that.
Nice. So yeah, we have 7 days left. You're almost to the $10,000 stretch goal or $10,000 mark. So that's really good. So it's a 48-page graphic novel. And so we got different perks here. We got the digital copy for $10. I see the double download. So what are we talking about with that double download? What is that?
Double download is basically like the initial download. You'll get the book, and with the double download, you get the book will come with the extra cover basically as the image. So that's why it's a double download.
A second cover.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So then we get the books. The Sweeney's cover. All right, so is this cover here is what we're talking about?
Yes, that's the his. Well, it's the purple one. The white one is the pinup. That's also available with stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so you'll get the Sweeney's cover, which is the dark cover, and then the white one is the pinup that comes with everything.
So the pinup comes with all the from here down.
Yeah, right now that comes with everything.
Nice. Welcome, Joe. How you doing?
Hey, Joe Frago. Joe Frago is one of our biggest supporters. We like Joe Frago.
Yeah, he's dancing. So apparently he really does like it. We'll have a redneck trailer party later.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right, so we got the EVS cover. So is that just a cover with EVS's face on it, or are we talking a cover that he's actually going to draw?
Yeah, we're tricking everybody. That's the actual cover. No, no, actually, earlier on, just before we went live, maybe a little bit before we went live, somebody was like, "Hey, EVS, you should let Sweens draw Cyberfrog for a cover." And he came back with it. He's like, "Yeah, sure, that's cool."
Nice.
And then he got in touch with Sweens himself. Or Sweens was like, "Hey, is it still cool we do this?" He wanted to make sure, And Ethan was like, "Tell you what, why don't we do it this way? I'll draw my character and you draw your character. So it's going to be like a jam cover. They're both going to be, contributing art to it."
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be super cool. We're still waiting on. He's real busy right now, but he's already said he'd do it. So we're just waiting to know when we're going to get that done. But yeah, that'll definitely be available. And I can't wait to get the graphic for that so we can put that up.
Yeah,
it's going to look sweet.
Yeah, Commander, you guys see it first and be like, okay, we got to take a day.
Yeah.
No, post it immediately. We'll all want to see it.
Yeah.
Hey, Rare Logic, welcome. All right, so we got both covers for $50. That seems like a really good deal.
Yeah.
You think that's a good deal? Wait till this weekend. We launched on a second cover or a third cover, which is we called it our weekend tier because we've been slumping on weekends. So we put it up for the weekend for a third cover, and right now it's available still as an add-on cover. I don't know if there's an image there, but basically it's that trailer picture. It's just the trailer with the Oddity logo next to it. It's really cool.
That sounds so. It's
available as an add-on cover. It's not available as a regular tier. We're going to put it up this weekend again as a single tier, but we're also going to have all three covers as a tier as well.
Oh, so all three covers there's going to be its own tier.
Yeah, that'll be up Friday.
Nice. And that's only going to be for the weekend.
We're doing. We'll see, because that's the end. So we might just leave that up now when we go into in demand.
I was like, so a first announced here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, first announced here. Another cover or another tier coming out this weekend with all three covers included in that. Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it'll be all three covers, and like I said, right now you can still get that third cover as an add-on. If you buy one of the regular tiers, any of the regular tiers, you're going to get that. You can add on for an extra $25, and it's not there's no extra shipping attached to that.
Nice. So it's an add-on.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, Septonov 709, welcome. All right, so we got Oddity book and sketch. So we get the book and just an original sketch, a set sketch or something.
He's going to do an original sketch, and I have to teach him what a regular sketch is. I'm not an artist, but whenever somebody's asked him for sketches, and he does like a full art page, I'm like, dude, we need to get the book done. I mean, it's cool. I mean, we love the customers, and we love the backers, and it's cool that he wants to go, But a sketch is a sketch. You're supposed to do a head sketch. And then, he can't bring himself to do that. He does
he's passionate about this. I mean, this.
Absolutely.
And you can tell in the work, and that's like tell them, when you're passionate about something, people can see it, and when they see it, they want to be part of that. And that's a big selling point when you can tell you guys really love this character. Of course, you do have to dial back on the sketches because at some point you can't. You have 20 of these in your tier. Can you imagine trying to do 20 of those and deliver them? That's going to be a lot of work.
See, that one in the picture he did for a backer, and he colored it all up and everything. I'm like, he was like, all right, we'll save it, we'll put it aside, and that'll probably end up in the book somewhere as an actual panel. That way, it's like less wasting time.
Yeah, exactly. So Joe Frog, I think they call it a purple nurple. Isn't that what they call it? It kind of fits the theme, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the original art page.
That's going to
So
be
you
neat.
just get one of the original pages out of the book.
All right. So what he does, he draws digitally. So doing original art pages, like guys that do, that do it, regularly on paper. It's easy for them to say, oh, look, here's the page, and we'll sell it. So what he does is, what he's going to do is, we're going to pick 10 pages, 10 really good pages, and he's going to blue line it, basically do the basic pencils and blue line on the computer. Then he's going to print them out, and then he's going to ink them by hand. And those 10 are going to be what we're doing as the original art pages.
Nice. All right, so we got the I'm All In, the ACE tier. So what are we getting here? We're getting the 2 covers.
We're going to get we're adding the 3rd cover onto that. So you will be getting, I don't think any of those.
You get the 3rd cover, include it for the 300, and then you get a limited edition figurine.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we had those up for sale by themselves, and then we realized we're only printing 20 of those. There's only gonna be 20 of those figurines available. So we had one, and then we figured, well, we're gonna use some. We sold a few, then we took it down, and we're saying, oh well, the all-in tier didn't have any of the figurines, so we took 10 of them and put them on the all-in tier to make it available, and then. We have a couple of figurines left, and I think we're going to do some giveaways and stuff like that to some of the backers. I think we've already given a couple away.
Yeah, they're really. I like to see. I don't think I've seen a picture of it. This one's kind of small. Do you have one on your guys' Twitter?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me put one up. I'll find it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, actually, yeah. On the main page, I think there's at the bottom of the page. There's a big image.
Yeah, that looks great. Are you guys 3D printing him?
Yeah, his main job is like I said, he's a full package. He's a 3D modeler. That's what he does. That's what he does for work. So he put that together, and he's not going with the company he works with. We found another company that is helping us out with that, and it's going to come in different pieces, and you get it, and you'll be able to put it together.
So he designed a 3D modeling of this, and then he's going to put it out. Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy. All right, any of you guys getting this tier? Somebody in this chat needs to get this 3D model. This thing looks fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I think Rare might actually be getting one of those.
Really? Nice.
Rare was one of our first customers. She's in the chat right now.
Where are you going to get one of those statues? All right, so we have that tier, and then we have the that one's completely sold out. Look, Oddity be in the book. So we got 10 people. 10 people are going to be in the book.
Yeah, it's going to be. We're gonna write them in good. We got a few scenes, a couple of death scenes, and crowd scenes. We got one big crowd scene I'm planning on. So I mean, we'll be able to stick some people in there, but. There's a couple of really good death scenes. We're gonna stick somebody in there.
Nice.
All right, yeah, turn them into a monster. My kids would actually love that. They'd probably buy a book just to get Dad's face in there to get them murdered off in some way.
Never.
All right, and then we have the original ink cover that looks, and that one's completely sold out too. But that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so you told us about the story. We went through your all the different perks here, and this looks like a great story. So what are you guys planning on do next? Do you have anything you're planning to do next after this, or is this just you got book 2 you talk about?
Yeah, this one seems like it's gonna do well. So we're hoping we're definitely gonna do a book 2. That one I'll be able to script from beginning to end, as opposed to the kind of flying by the seat of my pants kind of thing we're doing now.
You get some practice. You've got practice now.
Yeah, we'll have a full script for that one, and that will probably be ready to launch. I want to make sure everybody has the first book in their hand, and then we'll probably announce that one.
That makes sense
if everything's going well. And then I'm gonna hopefully.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, from some of the money that I get on this, hopefully I'll have enough where I'll be able to have a good down payment for an artist for a separate project that I'm going to be working on.
Oh, that sounds great.
That I'm going to write. So that'll be this is kind of his project, and it'll be the next one will be I'll still work on Oddity too, but this one will be my personal project.
That sounds good. I know you mentioned you may have a $10,000 stretch or $10,000 stretch goal, right? Is that something?
Well,
you
the
guys...
$10,000 stretch goal is we got Miss Sashi. We got Sashi doing a pinup for us.
Nice.
That female character we got, and I've seen the pencils for it, and we haven't got the full. She's doing the colors right now, but it's going to be awesome. It just looks amazing.
Nice. So you have is that like a second, an additional pinup?
Yep, that'll be an additional pinup. We got also we've already broken. Let's see that one at the bottom there. That's one of Sweens' friends, named Matt Houston, who did some of the art for Adventure Time.
Okay.
And so that pinup is already available. And next, I don't know, but this Friday or next Friday, I will be getting another pinup, which is already available with this, which is the Team Monster pinup by Donnell DeLay. And that's going to have Oddity, and it's going to have Monster MD, and it's going to have Shinobi Sasquatch all in one pinup. And that's also going to be available.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. Whenever that's ready, I'd like to see that. That looks.
As soon as we get all that work, we're definitely going to put it up because I think that's gonna push sales, through the roof.
Now, Septivanov 709 says he wants to die in Oddity. I believe there are still some spots left. Oh no!
I think he might have already bought a tier. If I'm, I don't want to dox him or anything, but I think he's already in because I think he's put out that he's in several books.
Yeah, hopefully you've already bought your spot. Otherwise, you're out of luck, and you're gonna have to wait till volume 2.
Yeah.
Too late for you guys too. Sorry, you can't get me killed in this one either. It's gonna be too late. Maybe next time. Yeah, man, this looks great. So. Oddity's coming to a close. This is the last week. Are you guys gonna do a countdown stream?
Hopefully. We'll see. I'm working Monday, so I might have to actually take Monday off of my regular job to do that. But for the week, for sure, the weekend we'll be pushing it this weekend.
Nice.
We'll be pushing hard this weekend, and actually all this week. We want to get as many of these books out as possible.
That's great. Now I know you have another thing to get to, so I won't keep you much. I
think we still got time for that. So. Yeah,
man, I appreciate you coming on. This looks fantastic. Anybody in the chat? I mean, most of you guys seem like you already know about this, but if you have a question, just put it in there real quick. You got any questions?
Yeah, actually, names on the side of the trailer. I was wondering if those were backers.
Let's see.
Right here.
I'm one of them.
Chris Evans.
I'm not sure if everybody. I know there were some guys that were big supporters before we started, and Sweens put their names up. I don't know if all of those were backers.
So Indie Dave, that's you, right?
Yeah, Ace, who we named that tier after.
Nice.
The big tier. He was a huge support. He was a big supporter of the Sweens before we went. And there's a couple other names. I don't know if they're all backers, but I know they're all people who've been big supporters of us.
And that's nice little, like cameo type, little
Easter egg.
nod, Easter egg to the people that really, backed him and supported him. I like that. I like it. It's got a fishing rod that eats bugs. That's cool. Yeah, Jay, back there, you got any questions?
I think it's cool that you're doing it like this to have you get experience for your own project and writing experience, Indiegogo experience. I just want to say that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one of the like I'm not getting a whole lot of money off of this, but as far as percentages and stuff, I mean I'm getting some obviously, but he's getting the majority of it. And he's doing all the heavy lifting and all that other stuff. But yeah, and a lot of the thing is I'm not totally running, but I go through everything through him first because he's the money guy. But I mean, this is for me. It's experience putting together an Indiegogo and making. I mean, I hate to say I'm making mistakes here. I've made a few little bungles, but we try to take care of them quick. And it's good experience for me running, right? Getting this thing going for when I get my own, and then we'll be that much better when Oddity 2 comes around.
Yeah.
Hi, Carl. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, that's great experience to be able to get into it and get into a project and. You got one coming of your own, and but that's fantastic. Get that writing in, And it's got to be fun to come into a project with you got an artist's vision, and you can help fiddle with that, put it together, and get that put together, put out. And
it's fun because this one, like my next project, is going to be kind of semi-serious, but this one is total fun. It's total humor. We're having a blast writing it, and I think everybody's it's a great, fun-looking character, and I mean we're taking it seriously as far as obviously we're taking the story in the book seriously, but it's going to be a very fun story, a lot of humor, and a lot of jokes and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a good book. I think different than a lot of the other books that are coming out.
And no dad jokes, right?
Well, there's going to be some dad jokes. There's going to be some dad jokes. There'll be some, probably not too many dirty jokes, but there's going to be some grossed out humor. There's a lot of there's horror elements. So we're going to have some like I said, kind of Evil Dead kind of humor type stuff. And there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs and just stuff to look at, to find, and look around the book while you're reading it and find out kind of the hidden stuff that we put in there. There's going to be a lot of fun little jokes that way.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a video after everybody gets their book. Did you get all the Easter eggs?
Yeah, we're actually talking about doing a full video at the end where we're actually gonna do like a director's cut video where we go through page by page and we talk about the book, and we'll point out all that stuff, and we'll talk about, oh, I remember doing this page, and we were thinking this, and we were doing this, and we're talking about doing a video like that, and that'll be fun, and that'll be available. We'll make that available to backers. It'll be like it'll be the digital version, the director's cut kind of thing going on.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think anybody else got any questions? No. I mean, we want to wish you a lot of luck. I mean, in getting that goal. It looks like you're funded, but let's keep it going, keep it rolling, and get you as high as we can. I like to see Indiegogos and independent comics succeed, and looks like you guys are doing on the right track. And we can tell the passion in you. And I'm assuming if you've got that, then Sweeney's probably pretty passionate about his stuff too.
Oh yeah, he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it.
And just looking at the art and the colors and the dynamics he puts into it, and man, it looks like a fantastic book, and looks like everybody here is really strong supporters of it. So I wish you best of luck, man. I hope you.
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Hope it gets as big as you guys can handle.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Oh yeah, and hopefully maybe sometime after the book we'll bring you back and just kind of get some war stories out of you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
All right, guys, this is Long Box Diving, and we'll go ahead and end here and let Dave get on with his evening, and I think he has some other stuff to do, so we'll let you get to that. Thanks, Dave, again for coming on, and we'll see y'all later. We'll see you next time here in the Long Box.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.